Hi everyone, my name is Kara Watkins and I'm a intern at SpecPix Maryland, which is also known as SOMD. So an average workday at SOMD was about 30 to 40 hours per week. I was totally virtual my whole internship, and my day started around 9 a.m. and ended anywhere from around 3 to 5 p.m. There are some sporting events to go to. They are optional, but I chose to go to them for added experience. I did work outside my internship somewhat, but not a whole lot, normally early in the mornings or late in the evenings. So I chose to intern with SOMD because I had previous experience of working with individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities through the ARC of Carroll County. And I've been deciding this career path for a while now, and I thought it would be a great opportunity to see a different side of it that I've not experienced before. I really thought that the mission of Special Olympics was really great. Their mission is to provide year-round sports training and athletic competition in a variety of Olympic-type sports for children and adults with intellectual disabilities. And they also have a purpose of, through sport, creating a world where opportunities are not limited by disability. And I just think this is a really great opportunity for individuals that have disabilities and aren't able to always experience the things we are able to do. Factors to take into consideration when selecting a site is if it's virtual or not virtual, because I'm from Carroll County, so like a lot of the internships were in Baltimore City, and I wasn't up for driving almost an hour and a half every single day. So that's why I was really happy that this internship was virtual. So yeah, definitely consider the distance from home and whether there's weekend requirements or not, because a lot of the events are on the weekend. So I chose to do some of the events that were during the week, and I did one event that was during the weekend. Also, choose a site that you're actually interested in and make sure that you're not just settling. I really think that it's important to really invest into the sites that are available and make sure that you're actually interested into the one that you chose. I also believe that first impressions are really important. When I interviewed with Special Olympics, I just felt so welcome, and everybody was just super nice, and I felt right at home. So one of the projects that I worked on was a 90-day Fit5 fitness challenge. So with the fitness challenge, athletes use the Fit5 guide, which is a guide to achieve fitness and their personal best with physical activity, nutrition, and hydration. So the rules of Fit5 are to exercise 5 days a week, eat 5 fruits and vegetables per day, and drink 5 bottles of water per day. So with this challenge, we created a registration website that explained like what the challenge was, the different rules of the Fit5 guide, like how to register, and different guidelines and recommendations to follow throughout the challenge. And we also have trackers, and so my main part of this project was to create the trackers for the challenge. So we have a physical activity tracker, and we labeled it day 1 through 90 on each of the trackers, so that way athletes were able to use this throughout the whole year instead of just per calendar day. And on each of the trackers there is different tips and reflection questions that they can follow throughout the challenge to help keep them motivated. And this is the nutrition tracker I created, and there is the hydration tracker. What I like the most about SOMD is that we use it's called the Monday.com board, and they use it to communicate and update the team on all the projects and tasks. So like I have literally everything that I've worked on that board, and you can also like put the status of the projects that you're working on, and I just think that's really helpful for the team and other people who you're working with to see where you're at for each of your tasks that you're working on. I really like how the communication is at SOMD. I think it's really great. We had weekly team meetings where we would meet for about an hour once a week and talked about, things that we were working on, and I got to see see people virtually. And I was able to listen and hear things and learn things about like what they're working on, and things that I wouldn't normally be able to hear about because, you know, I don't see them every day. And I also was able to explain to people what I was working on, and it was really awesome because health is a new thing within Special Olympics. So I think it's really great for them to be able to see this health promotion side of it. And I really think SOMD has a fun, really, really fun work environment. Like, again, everybody's there is like super nice and just really welcoming, and the events are just really fun to go to. And it's just a great time overall. But with that being said, there is a good amount of downtime at the events depending on your role. So with one of the events that I went to, I ran a hydration performance station, and there was kind of a lot of sitting around depending on like how many athletes came to the table. So there was some recruiting of the athletes to come to the table, but most of it was kind of just sitting around, which it was still fun when athletes did come to the table, but when athletes were competing and stuff, there like really wasn't much that I could do. And there is some downtime in general if you have the internship, because like there were some days where I did not have that much to do, so it was kind of like you really had to be creative. Some things that I learned at TU that I never thought I would use, and I am, is Excel. I know we focus a lot on Excel, and I didn't use it a whole lot, but the times that I did, it was super helpful. We also did a lot of work with Canva during my internship, and I think that's super helpful as well, because I would create like social media assets, and I just really think learning how to use Canva in some of the classes that we took really helped me work efficiently, I guess I would say, and like help make things look more professional. I would also say planning and implementation, because there was a lot of planning and going when I went to some of the events, and like the performance station that I had at the event, that took a lot of planning and then implementing that at the event. Email etiquette is also really important because you are emailing a lot throughout this, and even like talking to people through the Monday.com board, like it's still really important to be professional. And communication skills for sure. Like I'm talking to people every single day, which I get kind of nervous sometimes, but I'm, you know, this has really helped me a lot. Something that I wish I would have learned at TU but did not, designing and creating like health flyers and social media assets and brochures. You know, we didn't really do a whole lot, and I was kind of not really restricted, but I wish I would have learned more than what we did. I feel like there should be a whole class on designing and like learning how to use different apps to make things look more professional. And some words of wisdom for moving into your foreign level classes. So there's a lot of group work, so it's important that all members of the group are communicating to each other and actually doing their assigned parts. And if people are not doing what they're supposed to be doing, definitely let your professor know, because that's really important. Because you don't want to be falling behind and you don't want to have your grade be affected. So if somebody's not participating, definitely let your professor know. Also, don't be afraid to learn new things and ask questions. I asked so many questions throughout my internship, and I'm so glad I did, because I'd rather be asking questions than sitting there for 3 hours trying to figure out what to do. This also goes for your 400 level classes. Just don't be afraid to ask a professor if you're confused. Also, don't give up. All your hard work is worth it once you get your internship, but don't stop there, because, you know, you never know. You could get a job through this, and just keep up your hard work. Thanks, guys.